So yesterday, our good buddy Carter Bryant brought this up on his show, and it was something that me and him were talking all show, and it prompted me to want to talk about this. We do this every year. I don't know how I missed it. Maybe we just got lost in the weeds on some things. But normally in the middle of July, you and I discuss about players that are having some really good off seasons. We put up write-ups. I'll never forget this. Last year, everything that I heard coming out of the offseason was two things. Number one, how Jaden Daniels has put on weight and how he's attacking downfield, and Malik Neighbors. There were a lot of other things that I heard throughout the summer that did pan out to play very well. Like Kaleb Jackson is one of the more talented human beings on the roster. Can he figure some things out? I'm trying to. Brian Thomas is going to take that next step. He is going to be an elite wide receiver. I think that, you knew about Will Campbell, Emory Jones. There is somebody that has been brought up that a lot of people have talked about, and both of them are at the edge position. Dylan Carpenter is somebody who was a guy that LSU offered late a couple of years ago, and he committed to LSU. And I'm sure that you've seen him and the transformation that he had during the offseason, a lot of weight that he gained. But the kid has been very athletic, and a lot of people have loved the offseason that he's had. One coach today, or one person, or one source told me today that he might be one of the biggest risers in reference to what offseason he has. Now, I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means when it comes to what he produces on the field, how much action does he see. But in the weight room and things that he's doing in like agility training, him through all the workouts and some of the stuff that they're doing on their own, the pass rush stuff. I even heard like, hey, man, really developed on how much better he got in the run game. Bottom line is Dylan Carpenter, from a lot of people, if you ask him questions, has been a really big addition, or not really big addition, but had a really big offseason. Can he translate that onto the field? I think I've mentioned this a little bit, but not in great depth. Jelani Watkins is somebody that I think, because of how fast he is and what he's done in track, people just are like, well, track athletes don't always make a good transition. Guys, he's going absolutely insane this summer. The speed alone, he's going to be a kid that you're going to have to test during August. You're going to have to test during September if you don't give him a play or two and let him run a go route. Him and Chris Hilton say, let the man go get it. Let him outrun everybody and see what happens. Can fully see that happening. Guys, speed kills. And you are so much faster than you were a year ago, specifically defensively. And I think Xavier Atkins is somebody that we have talked a lot about, so not going to mention him here tonight. But Xavier Atkins, can he be a guy that you can be in kick return and because of his speed can take one to the house? Is he someone you can just throw the ball to in a little pop pass, jet sweep, and see if he can get to the outside and make something happen? I don't know. But I know that speed is very different. You don't have guys that are that fast that can move that quickly. Kids are like 165, 170 pounds. I get it. I'm not telling him to be a 55 snap guy on offense day one, week one, year one. But he's somebody that I keep hearing over and over and over again. Now, we were gone to New York when Brian Kelly was at SEC Media Days, and I didn't get to mention this last week at the depth that I would probably want to, because we just had so much going on. BK brought it up too and wasn't shy about it. And I think that there has always been somebody in the freshman class that might have just been a four-star kid, has the ability. But look at the way that you look at Kaleb Jackson now. Guys, I am, and which we'll get to Kaleb Jackson in just a moment, I am very impressed by some of the things that I've seen a little bit and some of the things I've heard about Jelani Watkins. Last but not least, somebody that I think is going to be the biggest riser for LSU in 2024. Guys, if you told me to put my mortgage or bet my mortgage on one LSU player being the ultimate game changer, the guy that really isn't getting a lot of preseason hype, a guy that no one's really talking about, is running back Kaleb Jackson. Guys, the speed is there. The power is there. I think the vision is getting there. The flashes that we saw last season, the kick return against Auburn, the big-time play against Mississippi State, running guys over. Guys, I am fully expecting Kaleb Jackson to have a big year. I think he needs to get the touches. I think you need to give him the football and get out of his way. I think at times you need to let him be a workhorse, maybe early in games, maybe even late in games. But, guys, there comes along a special athlete that's got the abilities that he does. This place has seen great running backs. You know, I remember, 2003, that year that Justin Vincent broke out. I think of Joseph Adai. I think of so many great running backs like Darius Geis, God forbid, bless his soul, Leonard Fournette, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. This place has gone through a litany of really good backs in the last 2 decades. I think Kaleb Jackson is the next best one. A kid at 230 pounds, running, I think it was 22.7, 22.8 miles an hour, getting close to 23 miles an hour, is ridiculous at his size. Can he do some good things in pass protection? Do you give that role to Josh Williams? There are questions that he's going to have to answer. Can he be a back out of the backfield that can be a receiving back and get you some yards? But the speed and power combo alone is why I just feel like, look, we're talking about the wide receiver room. We're talking about the really good offensive line. If the O-line has the season that you and I think that they're going to have, and they're the best offensive line in the country, which a lot of us agree might just be, which one of those running backs is going to take up and step out and be someone maybe at the end of the year that you look at and say, hey, man, are they an all-SEC performer? Are they a first, second team all-SEC performer? Because I think that Kaleb Jackson can be that.